Wow, wow, we live in interesting times, don't we? Two major decisions by the Supreme Court in recent days. And today we have the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And that's been the law for most of my adult life. And it's just an event to see this happening. What does it mean? Well, apparently it means that the Supreme Court no longer takes a dog in this fight. They are saying this is not the Supreme Court's decision any longer. It's not the Supreme Court's choice to make whether you kill your baby or not. That's basically what it is. So the fight will continue. But I will say this, it seems that now it will be less fashionable to kill your baby. And I'm not trying to be inflammatory when I say that, but I'm just trying to be realistic. That's what that is. That's killing a baby. Talk about a protected class. The left loves to select protective class. They're very discriminate about what is protected. Trees have rights and should not be cut down indiscriminately, but babies don't have rights because they're not bodies. I'm sorry, I don't want to get too entangled in this, but it has driven me nuts for decades, and just the nonsensical nature of the arguments. I'm not really left-wing, right-wing. I'm none of that. I just look at things and I say, what is the intellectual truth about this? What is honest? Where's the honesty? Where's the honesty, okay? So when the left says, you're being mean to me, you're depriving me of my rights, and you're completely ignoring the right of that child that lives within you. That child has no rights. That is not a human being to you. Even they want this. Many of these people wanted this up to gestation, and then there's a lot of people were saying even right after. I'm not lying. These are facts. So, and those same people are accusing other people of being mean and depriving them of their rights. My body, my rights. No, that's the improper math, and that has never been right math, and it won't ever be the right math. You cannot reinvent math. Math is just a reality of the universe. It's not something you can make up and change willy-nilly. It's two bodies, two individual sets of rights, not my body, my rights. So anyway, I know I can't convince some people of that. Let's look at the warriors, who's fighting and who's good and who's bad and who's fighting for the right thing and who's fighting for the wrong thing. Well, some people are fighting for the actual rights of the individual who's about to be killed. Other people are fighting for the right to kill an individual. Doesn't take much to think that through. But what we do is we lose sight of intellectual honesty, and we just see our needs, wants, and desires. That's all expediency and convenience. That's all the modern Americans seem to care for. Modern people of the modern world, they seem to care only for their base needs, and everything. We're not allowed to suffer the consequences of our actions, is basically what it is. Certain classes shouldn't have to suffer the consequences of their actions. And the argument from the left is, well, what do you want, a bunch of babies that nobody wants in the world? No. What I want is to teach responsibility, to foster an environment where we take responsibility for our actions, right? And we don't get to where we don't want to be in the first place. And the way we avoid that is by taking precautions. There are a multitude of ways to avoid becoming pregnant. The first of which is don't have sex. Okay, everybody wants to have sex, so what's the next thing? Use birth control. Use contraception. Try both. If you're very, very in a risky situation and you just can't get pregnant, okay? There are mitigating situations. I understand there are things like rape and accidents, and I understand that. But what we've done is we've created a culture where it is culturally acceptable to kill babies. It's just it is used as birth control. And if you're on that side of the battle, what you've done is made it okay and made it so people don't have to think about, you know what, no condom, I'll just kill the baby. Come on, let's do this. That's wrong. That is wrong. And then to fight so vehemently for the right to kill a human being, that's the wrong side of the debate. You should say, okay, well, let's all agree that humanity is precious and human beings should be protected at all ages, from conception or from whatever, let's decide on these things, but let's not do this blanket thing where, we're fighting for the rights to kill. That's the party that I don't want to be party to. I would rather err on the side of caution. I would rather err on the side of Republicans and right-wingers, if you want to call them that, than the murder crowd. It's really that simple to me. Let me not forget to mention that the same crowd was threatening Supreme Court justices. Justice Alito and his family had to be relocated because of the threats. They're actually going to these people's houses. They're publishing online the addresses of the Supreme Court justices who might rule against their need and desire right now in the moment. So we'll kill them. This is the same defund the cops mentality. Unless they're there for me, kill them. It's been pretty clear to me all along, pretty easy to see where you want to be in this debate. You just want to be on the side of right, on the side of goodness, wholesomeness, honesty, fairness, basic things like that. Not, I need this now because I want this. This is the way it's got to be. And I'm going to bully you until I get what I want and what I need. And what are you, crazy? You shouldn't have the right to carry a concealed weapon to protect yourself and your family from harm or death. But I sure should have the right to kill the innocent baby that lives inside of me. Liberal logic. Not all about you. So, Roe v. Wade was overturned. It wasn't overturned because the Supreme Court said, hey, it's wrong to kill your babies. It was overturned because it was the intellectually proper thing to do. They said, this is not our fight. Leave it to the states, to the people. We're not in the business of deciding this kind of moral thing. We're in the business of interpreting the Constitution and law. I'm not an idiot. I know that this battle is not this is not over. It's far from over. But what we're doing, and what the courts have done is we're kind of walking it back from this outrageous insanity where we're conditioning young people to believe certain things are okay when they're not. We need to be training young minds to think rationally about things and not just push to have their wants all the time, and not to believe that life should never bring them discomfort and that somebody will always come to their aid and protect them from discomfort. Life can be very, very uncomfortable. And once again, we come back to the yin yang. You need the darkness to see the light. You need to struggle in life. Life is a struggle. It's a joy sometimes, a triumph sometimes, and it's lost battles and pain and suffering at other times. There have to be some checks and balances. You can't keep running and saying, my body, my rights. I'm going to kill a baby inside of me, but you don't have the right not to get the shot, not to get the vaccine. You're a threat to me. You don't have any. I think finally we're pulling back from the brink a little bit and saying, wait a minute, we're getting out of balance here. The scales are off. This whole reality is nutty. So I think it was a good thing. I just hope this reminds people to get your head in a place where you're trying to think, what is the good thing for all of humanity? Is it that I go to that clinic today and destroy this life, or is it that I suffer the consequences of my irresponsible actions, have this baby, maybe give it to someone who wants it. Yeah, it's going to be an inconvenience for me, but I got myself into this. I'm going to have to get myself out of it and grow from the experiences. Many times we grow from hardships. You know, those are some of our most fertile and inspiring times, struggles. Certainly have been in my life. My hardships as a kid, I wouldn't trade them for the world, man. I don't wanted none of it when I was going through it, but now I cherish it. So anyway, hopefully, yeah, we're gonna have a lot more rhetoric and a lot of battle and a lot of anger and hostility, but I think that we're coming back to a little equilibrium, hopefully. All right. Thank you guys for watching. I didn't want to get argumentative or mired in this mess, but there's a lot of good to come.